Hey.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Pick Your Brain Podcast, a platform to showcase creatives, social issues, mental health, and community empowerment. I'm Simone.
I'm Kyle.
What up, good folks? It is Mike D. What's good?
Sadly, today Jonathan wasn't able to come,
Yes.
but he's here in spirit, you know what I'm
In
saying?
spirit.
Yeah. So today, our episode is going to be about family dynamics. And this was actually inspired by our Human Connection podcast. And I was like, why not do one that involves like family? You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to
Family.
Brian again for Human Connection for giving us that suggestion, one of the fans.
Yeah. It's like the initial idea sparks other ideas. You know
And
what I mean?
if anyone now have any idea, let us know. Type in a comment or hit us up.
Yeah.
Down below.
Please let us know what you guys want to hear because that's what's most important. You feel me?
Yee.
All right. First question.
Wait. What inspired the family dynamics other than just the spin-off out of the other
Human
one?
Connection?
Yeah. What was the thought behind it?
I was like thinking of how I communicated with other people and how I grew up and the communication between me and my family members kind of, I guess, affected the way I communicated with other people, if that makes sense.
Yes. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Those
It's
are-
kind of like the root of it all, how you grew up affecting how you go about the world.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So, are you ready for the first question?
Let's get it on.
All right, first question. What does family mean to you guys? Whoa. This is deep. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's very broad question. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, as a community organizer, I have an immediate family, my kids, my blood relatives. But to me, family is really anyone that you build connection with. And I think, especially historically in the Filipino community, like we see everyone as family. Have you ever seen those things like you don't have a blood relative, but they
Yeah.
come around the house
Yeah.
and you call them tita?
Yeah. And then like you don't even know that you're not related until someone brings it up and you're
Yeah.
like, wait, we're not related?
You're like, but I've been calling her tita.
Yeah. And what's interesting about that too, I think, because in our culture, if you're part of the family, no matter what the blood relation is, you're part of the family, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? It's like it doesn't matter because you're part of the family.
Yeah, and you become part of the family dynamics.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like with Filipino culture, like if you're in, you're in. We're going to teach you the culture. I have two roommates. One of them is Mexican, one of them black, but I always teach them about the Filipino culture all the time.
Yeah.
And I always tell them like, hey, you got to make sure you call my mom auntie, all right?
Yeah.
Family, I mean, I feel like family is the most important thing to me. There's the family you're born with and the family you choose. As a whole, the family I'm born with, fortunate enough to have people who support me, who love me, my mom and my brother, my pops who passed away, rest in peace. But yeah, I feel like family is so important. You know what I mean? That's like probably like my first priority as of right now, just making sure my mom and my brother are good since my dad isn't there. In terms of the family I choose, those are like the friends, the people who I choose to be with, those people. That's something that, you really have to kind of really look into and really choose it and pick who you want to give your energy to the most, you know what I mean? Because, to be honest, sometimes it is a cold world here and you need allies by your side as a whole, right? Not everyone has your best intentions, so why not grow and become better with a group of people as a collective, as a whole? So yeah.
Nice.
How about you? Asking the question. What's family to you?
To me, family is pretty much everything. It keeps you grounded. family reminds you of who you are. Family calls you out on your shit if you're, going left. But yeah, family's everything. Family's so important, and it doesn't even have to be the family that you grew up with, the family that you create too. You need to, it really just, it makes you grounded and makes you think about what's really important. Because when the world's going south, who's going to be there to pick you up when you need it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I kind of want to touch on what you said, Kyle, about picking the family that you do pick, because I feel like, it is a cold world out there sometimes, and people are snakes. And what are your guys'
It's a cold world.
It's true, though.
Yeah. What are your guys' process in, I guess, really choosing, you are my family now? What's that like for you guys?
Okay. I think for me, I take everybody in with a quickness, but I also kick the motherfucker out real quick.
Real quick. Boop.
So
Kicked out the curb.
as fast as I let them in my life, and as fast also I can cut people off. But I try to give people the benefit of the doubt in essence, and give people a chance. And I think, I try to understand their struggles, their own, everybody go through life sometimes, and it ain't easy. Like you said, it's a cold world, and that in essence create this condition of us have to be like, it leads us to be what we are. And I think understanding my own history, I wasn't all good back in my younger days. And I think that gives me hope, and at the same time, so I want to give other people the opportunity to prove themselves in essence. But at the same time, I'm the type that if you cross me in some sense, like I cut people off real quick too.
Real quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, I let people in. So I'm like, come through, and then we build, and then if things go right or wrong, that's where I decide you gonna stay or you gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel like I'm the same exact way as Mike, right? I'm always able to connect and get to know people right from the get-go, right? I feel like that's one of the biggest skills that I atone for as an individual. But at the same time too, there are certain people that you come across throughout life, one way to think about it, they're characters in your movie. You control your movie, right? And sometimes these characters, they could be negative or bad entities. And I feel like I'm a very intuitive person. So sometimes I can get a feeling or some type of stomach feeling if I know someone isn't good. So I will keep my distance, but I'll figure the person out. You know what I mean? I can just tell. It's kind of weird, right? But at the same time too, for those who I really feel like I have the ability to connect with, first and foremost, my first thing is, can I grow with this person? Like, is this person someone who's stagnant, who's declining? But if it is the case, I'm not gonna totally push them out. But at the same time, I'll ask myself, like, is this worth the energy and time to help this person out? You know what I mean? Because there are people like family or friends where they are in that vicinity, and you'll do anything to lift them up. But for someone who I just met, right? It's a slow process. I really gotta figure the person out. A lot of the time, I'm an open book, but I really gotta feel that the energy is right with that person as a whole. And the way I bring you in is when you're really meeting all my friends, all the people I build with, my family. That's when I consider you family as a whole.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to hear from you.
Yeah.
What are your
This is gonna be a
take
good
in that
one.
question?
Let's hear what she says.
So, if you know me, you know that I'm kind of a loner.
A little what?
A loner. Like, I enjoy being by myself most of the time.
A loner.
But I have no problem with initial meetings. Like, I'm very open and friendly to people. But the biggest thing for me is sustaining a close relationship and close bond with people.
Okay.
Because sometimes you put too much energy into people and they let you down, and it kind of sucks, you know what I'm saying? And as of lately, that's why I've been more picky with who I choose to give my energy to, because it just sucks. I think also I expect too much from people. You know, I expect them to be my family, when in reality, I need to look at it as like, wait, like, is this person really my family? You know, are they just an acquaintance? So I guess, yeah, initial friendships like is cool, but like I'm so weird when I get to know somebody. It's great, like we're hanging out, and then they say, oh yeah, like we should do this again. I'm like, oh, I get kind of like, oh yeah, like we should. And then, but in reality, like I'm like, okay, yeah, we should, but I don't really feel like it. It sounds so bad, but I feel like, and I don't really hang out with friends often because, I don't know, like my social battery, I just get tired.
That's true.
Yeah.
I can vouch for that.
Because I feel like there'd be a point where like I'd be like hanging out. Like the one time we all went to the
That was the last time
club.
you hung out? Oh, that was the
Yeah.
club. Okay.
I needed to like recharge for a little while because dog. I don't know why. That's just how I am and how it works. But yeah.
Your introvert side. That's your introvert side.
Yeah, that's my introvert side. But
And then there's like Mike and I on the other hand, where we're very extroverted. We feed off of people's energy.
yeah.
I'm actually an introvert.
Really? Like at heart?
I'm very shy. Yeah, I try to. I like to be by myself. I don't like people. No, I'm joking.
That's a lot.
I was like thinking,
no
I was
way.
nodding my head, but I was like,
There's
I'm
no way.
I was like,
No way.
Yeah. No, Mike is very like the first time we met, it's kind of like I feel like the first time we met, we're like, oh hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. Initially, I feel like meeting people initially, I try to sometimes just take a deep breath and be like, and then just be myself. Like I'm kind of weird, and I just ask a random question. I was like, hey, what's up? Like, so how are you doing? Oh, where are you from? And once I find out what they like, I'm like, all right, I know what you like now. Like, let's say they like fucking Star Wars. I'm like, oh my god, you like Star Wars? What's your favorite episode?
What do I like? What do I like, Simone?
You like to watch anime. What is it
That's
called?
one
A
point.
weeb? Do they call you a weeb? Is that a weeb?
I guess. Is that the word?
Didn't you call yourself a weeb one time?
No.
No, he's never
No?
called himself a weeb.
I thought he did. Then who did?
I said it. I said weebs.
Oh.
But I don't think Mike ever called himself a weeb.
Yeah. You enjoy, what's this called? When people come to your shop and just talk to you? Because you like that company. What else do you like? You like the color yellow and orange? I just found that out today, by the way,
What part?
that you like the color yellow and orange. I kind of figured the yellow because you always wear yellow.
Okay.
But like the
okay.
orange, that was new for me. We're
Okay.
wearing the yellow and orange Converse, by the way.
Oh wait, I got red too. So they all
you go.
complement each other.
Yay.
It goes yellow,
Summer
orange,
colors.
red.
This is a sunset.
The
It's a
su-
sunset.
That is the sunset.
Yes.
But I got Puma suedes on. I didn't get the Melon Chucks. I don't really wear Chucks though.
Chucks are nice. I like Chucks. But anyways. So were you guys always like that? Always very friendly with people and like excuse me, sorry, I had pizza before this. But we're always like able to create connections smoothly, and
How about you, Kyle?
you know what I mean?
You want me to go first?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I feel like I was always that person. Like after like 6th grade, I say like 7th grade, that's when I really got on my shell. 6th grade, I used to have like panic attacks just to go to school, right? So going from that to like a 7th grade, I think it all started with this group called the Peacocks. We started a group called the Peacocks in the middle school, and that's how people. And I used to be the one that would always plan all the crazy shit we did all the time. And I was always inviting people and all that. So like I think a lot of like my event planning and connections come from inviting people to those middle school parties. That's what I just realized in my head right now. It just stuck with me. So like I would always just invite people. We would like get barbecue. We would set up some like games, and then we would cook at a park. And that's what we did.
You would plan all that shit out.
Yeah, and then now I guess that's what we're doing.
So I
you
bring
know
the
what I'm
hot
saying?
dogs, you bring
That's
the
one of my
bun.
specialties.
You bring the cups, I bring the soda or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a natural organizer.
A natural organizer. How about you, Mike? What's up with you?
Actually, I wasn't always been the way I am, and I think I've shared some backward ideas before. But I think I was very shy. I was just to myself, and I think only the closest people to me, like my own family, I would like really be. But when there's parties, I would be the one in the room while there's a party in my house.
I don't want to talk to nobody.
Right, and I would only come out just to say hi,
Yeah.
but then I would like disappear.
Like, oh, hey, everyone.
Yeah.
Grabs a plate, goes back to the room.
Yeah, and then I would come out when everybody's saying bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I used
Wow.
to be like that. But I think in terms of building connection, I think that's something new to me actually, because as a community organizer, it challenged me to connect with people. It was a necessary thing for me as an organizer to learn about people and to build relationship with people. And so I had to actually challenge myself. It's like a great example is that we were at Seafood City and we were handing out flyers. And I handed a flyer to someone and they totally like just dismissed me and like didn't even look at me, and I was so hurt about that. I was like and I took it personal, I was like, oh my God, they don't like me.
What did I do?
Yeah. So, but I think what I learned from that situation is that like I can't expect them to take in what I'm saying.
True.
I have to be better in the sense of building relationship.
Yeah.
I have to be better at communicating.
Yeah.
I have to be better in just being able to talk to people and understand people. And so these were the challenge for me to actually be able to build connection and build community in terms of the work that I do in community. And so,
Yeah.
so that's how I kind of been overcome this shyness and introvert and just all kind of, just going to myself, And so that was the thing that like, okay, I need to do this. And then I became that. And so,
Wow.
yeah. And now I'm like, what's up?
Yeah.
And you're like, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Simone?
I think for me, initially when I was in the Philippines, I was not shy. I was not a shy kid.
What happened to you?
I moved here and I got culture shock.
Ah.
Yeah, but when I moved here, it was totally different. I didn't speak English that well. So that's when I really became shy. And as time went on in elementary school, obviously as a little kid, it's kind of easier to find friends and stuff. So after I left my first initial elementary school, I was able to make friends and everything. Everything was cool. And then I've always had rough patches with friendships. Like I think sometimes I'm way too... before I was young and naive, so if there were a group of friends that I knew that they're not good people, I would just go along with it and kind of be their little pet. That sounds bad. Not like really pet, but like for an example, when I moved to this school called Vinci Park in San Jose, I met, because you know how sometimes the popular girls or the popular people always gravitate towards the new person to like, hey, you should hang out with us. So obviously I started hanging out with them, but they were kind of mean and they would bully this one girl and I wouldn't say anything, which was fucked up on my part, but I was just like, I was young. I didn't know what to say. I didn't really know how to stand up for other people.
You were a mean girl.
I was not a mean girl because I didn't actively was mean, but I was in the background, which is also kind of, it's worse because I didn't speak up. I was fucking
young.
I was like first grade. And but with the girl that they did bully, I would always talk to her nicely and I would always play with her and I thought she was my friend. And then she invited me to her birthday party, not the other girls. So it was a bowling birthday party. So we went bowling, everything was cool. And then I noticed that her mom started talking to my parents. And I hid behind this couch and I was like, I already knew. I was like, they're talking about me. They're talking about my friends, making fun of her. and she told my parents that her mom told my parents that I was bullying her, and she would cry every single day after school and said, "Oh, it's because of Simone." And I was like so confused because I was like, I wasn't even the one that was bullying you. But then I think it's because I was associated with those people.
Yeah.
And since I think she noticed that I was kind of just their tag along, that I was easier to target than they were.
So you were
So she fucked me over too.
So you were guilty by association.
Yeah, I was guilty by association. And yeah, after that, I kind of stopped hanging out with those girls because I was like, this shit ain't happening. And to the girl that fucking told on me, I mean, no hard feelings now because, we're older.
Yeah, we're all grown. We're all grown.
Wow.
But yeah, it's kind of fucked up. And like, my parents had to talk to me about it, and I was like, but what were we talking about?
We're just going.
I don't even know what we're talking about, but yeah.
It's how we make friends and how we make family.
Yeah, that's how I was. Shy, naive, didn't speak up. But as I grew older, when I started doing dance and extracurricular activities and sports and stuff, I started becoming stronger as a person, and I stood up for myself more.
Let me see.
No,
Look at that.
I'm just kidding.
There you go. It's just like any muscle, like our emotional has to be practiced to strengthen it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, it's time for the absurdity of the day.
Absurdity of the day!
We still haven't downloaded that sample yet. I do have it in my DJ stuff. We should really put it in. That's what she said. Oh no. Goosebumps are meant to ward off predators. So it's a physiological reaction. Small muscles attach to individual body hairs contract, which leads the hair to stand on end. We inherit this ability from our ancestors as a way for our coat of body to capture air beneath it and then retain heat. So yeah, it also caused our ancestors to appear bigger than they were, helping to ward off predators when they were frightened or on the defense.
Bigger by this much?
By like
less than a centimeter? A millimeter?
But since we have less body hair, goosebumps no longer cause us to look that much more intimidating.
Oh, because we were hairy as fuck back
Yeah,
then.
so it's just like,
it was like
Oh my gosh, yeah, if you're
Like a
hairy,
cat,
the hair
right?
is just
it just goes up, yeah.
like, what's up, bear?
So I gotta find the next most hairiest person I know and really see.
Oh my gosh, imagine.
Is it Jonathan kind of hairy?
I don't know, I've never seen his arms.
Too bad Jonathan isn't here to prove that theory.
I know.
Damn. Okay. That's interesting. All right, so let's get to sponsorships.
sponsored by, and check out our UGAT clothing fundraiser. We're doing a fundraiser for the indigenous peoples in the Philippines, the Lumad. They are the largest indigenous peoples, and they're about 61%, about 10 million. Lumad. Lumad are basically a native word for indigenous to the land. They are being displaced by multinational companies, logging, mining, agribusinesses, and being displaced. And one way to resist their displacement by these multinational companies are to build schools to educate the youth. 9 out of 10 children of the indigenous people don't have access to education. And we know that education is a right, so I'm trying to raise money. Goal is to raise $100,000 to build schools for the Lumad. So come check that out, UGAT-NFT, so UGAT-NFT.com. 3 ways to contribute is, 1, you can donate through the GoFundMe, or you can purchase NFTs with dollars or cryptocurrency. Or if you have access to cryptocurrency, you can donate your cryptocurrency, either Ethereum or Bitcoin. And all of that will go to build schools for the Lumad. So thank you. Yes.
And we are proud to announce Picking Your Brain podcast. Pretty Young Browns are going to produce another thing. As you all know, we have produced the Blasey Blah podcast hosted by Mike. That was one of our productions. We do have another production coming up. Save the date. It is August 14th, a Saturday.
Yeah.
All right? August 14th, headlining Rocky G and Nug Life Productions. We're hoping to have vendors, artists, rappers, DJs, poets, etc., all in the lineup, and just to put on for the Filipino culture, and to also help Mike with his fundraiser and fundraising for the Lumad people of Philippines.
Yes.
Save the date, August. What is it again?
August motherfucking 14th, 2021.
August 14th, 2021, PYB Productions event.
Let's go.
We're excited. I hope you are. And if you want to be a vendor or if you want to perform, let us know. DM us. Our Instagram is at PYB Podcast. Just shoot us a DM and we'll make something work.
Let's go.
Yes, and again, PYB started out as a podcast, and we definitely want to expand to other things and doing events. So this is a great opportunity, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Yerp.
Now we got our advertisement right over here with Rocky G.
Yo, check out the new Nug Life album, Beat Dispensary 2. I'm all over that motherfucker. We also just dropped a music video for Church of Nug Life. Like, we got more heat coming. And I'm going to throw a show probably like in August or something in the city. I'm still working things out. You already know he's going to be vendoring. And I got all my folks going to be out there performing. We'll see who I'm going to get on the lineup. But come through. Follow me on IG too at ROCKAYYE. Rock A. That's me. And thank you for having me. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yo.
So I know that, you have a family of your own.
Yes.
And we obviously haven't started families yet.
Not yet.
How do you know that?
Except for Kyle, he has a
I'm just
secret
kidding.
family that he's
I got
eating
nothing.
for.
Single. I got no family, no kids, no
Not
nothing.
yet.
But I always wanted to know from like a parent's perspective
Sure.
how it's like creating human beings and just seeing their personalities blossom. How is that?
I like it.
cry?
I like it. I like how you put that. Like, you create human beings.
You create them, you cook them in a pot real quick, put it in the microwave,
That's
and then
not
boom.
how it works.
Right. There's so much beauty in seeing them as become the individual, right? And I think I've definitely have let go of the idea that they're my kids. Mm-hmm. Because they're their own individual person, and I'm trying to respect that in essence and try to be there for them and help them grow, develop, and so when they go, when they come to the world in essence, that they'll be ready. And I think that's what I hope to do, and just give them guidance. But it's funny, like each of them have different personalities, right? And I see a little bit of myself in all of them. Mm-hmm. And so, like, one is artistic, one is funny, and
Because I'm funny.
I'm not really funny. And one is like hella friendly, and she has lots of friends. And so, like, and she's I see like all of them have like a part of me, and I think it's just beautiful to see. It's just see them grow and be with them, and it's the trip, and I'm still like. Every day that I see them, it's still a trip,
Yeah.
So, it's definitely beautiful.
So Kyle,
Wow.
since we don't got no kids, but
How would you raise your kids when you do have kids? Or what do you hope to do to,
funny story real quick though. So,
when you get there.
So, me and my sister, we went to Yogurtland recently, and there's this like huge mirror thing, so you could see corners, for like the employees. And I posted a picture of myself, and I was like, wow, how the sun hits my stomach, it looks like I'm pregnant. It looks like I have a baby bump. So I posted on my Snapchat. I said, bun in the oven. Can't wait to be a mom. As a joke, and some people took it seriously, and they were like, "Oh my god, congrats!"
Who's the dad?
Right? I was like, "Oh my god, all these people think I'm pregnant." But
your jokes online is pretty borderline truth, like about the shoes, the shoes that you put up for sale.
oh yeah, I feel like my joke. I feel like to the stuff I post on social media, kind of to the extremes. Like as a joke.
You can't read sarcasm on the text.
Yeah,
No, you can.
You're being sarcastic.
Yeah, I was being so sarcastic, but I feel like if you don't know me, you wouldn't know that I'm sarcastic. I was sarcastic in that.
I would believe you that you're selling that shoes.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just really funny, and I was like, wow, it's nice to know that people would support me if I did get pregnant, though. But definitely not getting pregnant anytime soon, because one thing's lacking is a father, and two,
applications are welcome.
no, they're not yet. No, and applications for a father. I'm dead.
For a dad.
And two, I don't have a house yet, or a car of my own.
She ain't ready.
I ain't ready. I had a car, and then that shit broke.
You're ready when it comes.
Yeah,
You'll be ready when it comes.
When it comes, it comes. My mom wants grad kids already, though.
Oh,
but
wow.
that's not gonna come from me. It's gonna come from my brother.
Young grandma. Oh yeah, your brother, huh?
Yeah.
Man, unless things change, you never know.
Yeah. But anyways, kids. I definitely always thought of being a mother from very young. It was so weird. Like when I was 12 years old, I remember thinking to myself, I can have kids, just me and some kids. I don't even have to have a husband. I don't know why, but I thought.
I just want kids.
Yeah, I was like, I thought like that I could be a mom, but yeah something. I don't want to. Obviously, I have children now. I'm not. There's still a lot of things I want to accomplish in life.
Definitely. I think, especially for the women out there, no pressure. We shouldn't set those expectations that for a woman to be a mother or to have kids. You don't have to have kids. And so I just want to put that out there. So
yeah, do what you want. If being a mother makes you fulfilled in life, then be a mother. If work makes you more fulfilled, then work. But yeah. How about you, Kyle?
Oh yeah, I definitely want to have kids all the time.
42?
all the time.
42
Sorry.
kids?
I said I want to have
said
kids.
all the time.
I want to have kids all the time.
I don't know why
9
I said
months,
that.
have one kid, then
That'd be crazy.
pop another
I don't know
one.
about that. But no, yeah, like every time I'm hanging out with my little cousins or just something, I feel like kids just love me right away from the get go. Like I'm always able to just we just have fun and play around with them and stuff. But I know 18 years of that is gonna be hella difficult. Just for 2 hours, yeah, you see the good side, but you're not there for the bad side. But that's okay, that's how it is with everything. I get it a lot too. Like a lot of people like, Kyle, you're gonna be a good dad. Like,
do you want to
like
be
my clients, they say that a lot. I'm like, man, where is that coming from?
I would have been like, do you want to be the good mom?
Oh my God. That'd be so funny.
Anyways.
I mean, right now, I feel like I still have a lot to work on as a person. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's unfair to a kid if you're not there to give your all to them when they are born. You know what I mean? Because especially male, females, like females are entitled no matter what because they're the mother. They're the one who give birth to the kid. Sometimes guys, they just run up and they're not there. I mean, a lot of the time, I wouldn't say it's like, or I'd say most of the time it is like with like guys, but as for girls, it could go both ways as a whole. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like if I bring someone to this world, they deserve everything, all my intention. I want to make sure I'm able to provide that for that kid. Male, female, non-binary, doesn't matter as a whole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. I have a question then.
Okay.
Since we're talking about family dynamics, do you have a blood relative that sometimes that you don't like? You don't have to say their names, but we all have. You might like. It's okay. You can let them go. Do you have any? Because we're talking about family dynamics, and sometimes within the family dynamics, maybe there's someone that's not healthy, or sometimes they're toxic in essence, right? And so, is there someone that you'd be like? You can let them go.
Yes. I'm just kidding. But no, yeah. Obviously you can't pick your relatives, which makes it even harder sometimes to kind of step back away from the relationship because, at the end of the day, you're family. But yeah, I definitely have some of those. I think I've personally gotten hurt most by those people. And it's just, I feel like I was hurt the most because of how I put family up on my
pedestal
list of importance, So it just hurts more when it's like your own family that does you wrong.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm still figuring out how to go about that, because I'm like, do I forgive you? Obviously, like, I forgive you, but now I feel like our relationships kind of hindered.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to act. You know, I want to still be there for you and still, you know, care for you in some way, but you have to set those boundaries so it won't happen again.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's important to just, you don't have to disconnect fully depending on the impact. Definitely if it's really unhealthy and it's causes harm on a physical level, definitely. Or mentally, you definitely want to have a distance. But I think, you said it correctly in the sense that you have to set your own boundaries. And so,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
He's like, same.
I just said yeah. But you know, you just gotta keep your distance. I feel like it's with anyone, family or friend. There's certain people that you gotta keep your distance with. If you have to see them, unless you start over and go to a whole nother city where you have no friends or family.
Just run away.
A lot of people do that, you know. But then again, too, you know, we have social media, so sometimes people can't really get away. But no, you can do that, you know.
Yeah.
Just go to another city, move nowhere where no one knows you.
Exactly. Start a whole new life.
Yeah, people do that all the time.
whatever it takes to have whatever that boundary and that space and time and whatever it takes. Sometimes it is necessary for that.
Yeah, I feel like just the communities here.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you're involved in like a lot of them, you'll see it, someone somewhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel like too, you know, obviously every family isn't perfect, but I'm grateful for the family I do have, because
Oh, thank you.
oh, you're welcome. I'm grateful for you guys. Yes. But I'm grateful for the people in my life, because I know some people they don't have that. You know, like you said, they go move to a different city alone, and that's tough, especially having to leave the people you grew up with just because it was not a good environment.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. I feel like I'm very fortunate for that too, to have such a great family. You know, even with like being fortunate to even have family parties too. I know a lot of people, they don't have that. One thing that always hit for me, that when I noticed like graduation, you know, there would be some kids who didn't have too many people there or had nobody. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like for me, I was fortunate enough to even have like the privilege to even, I had to choose who was able to go to my graduation, because there was just too many people to choose from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm lucky enough to even have a huge family in that sense, you know, because not a lot of people have that.
Yeah. And I think one thing too that I really realized as I got older is my family always shows up. They always show up for me. And even though they may have, like, say in my sports years, they may have given me more stress than I needed during those games or whatever, and they were really hard on me, but in the bright side of things, they were there and they were supportive, and some kids didn't have that support.
For sure.
So there's always a bright side to things, y'all.
Always.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, is it me? Definitely, I think you said it correctly. Like, there's no perfect family, and there's always going to be someone that might not be healthy, for people. And so, I don't necessarily not love them or love them less or more. It's the fact that it's, again, being able to create the boundaries, right? Whatever. It's the punishment should be relative to the harm.
Yes.
And so you can just maintain distance, depending on the condition, So I still love my folks, and but again, depending on my dynamic. I just know that I know now what my boundaries are, and I can have those boundaries. So whatever it's distance or time, so I definitely set those boundaries. So I've come to learn. Before I didn't know how to do that. And I would just take all of it, and kind of struggle with it. But yeah, now I'm better in a sense of setting boundaries. So set your boundaries, whatever that boundaries is relative to the dynamic. So yeah.
Yeah, and also I feel like also with like Hollywood, just want to throw that in there. Hollywood, they always have like a certain picture of what a family is, and I feel like that expectations really like hit people hard, especially kids. No, especially the modern nuclear family where it's like a husband, a wife, and like 2 kids. But in reality, there's all different types of like scenarios with families, and some of them are very, very good. Some of them are very negative in a sense. And as I met more people, learned their stories, learned their households and how it was like, I'm like, wow, not everyone has it as perfect to have people guide them as a whole. You know what I mean? So shout out to those who are single mothers. Shout out to those who did it without any parents. Shout out to those kids who are adopted. It's crazy, you know what I mean? Because that in itself just really impacts the individual or person as a whole.
Yeah. Check out this family. It's the PYB family.
Oh yeah, Pretty Young Browns. You
Big
feel me?
Brown. You know what I'm saying?
We got 3 Filipinos and 1 Mexican.
Yeah.
Jonathan's adopted. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Jonathan.
He's adopted.
He's adopted, but it's okay.
His family. His
We
family.
don't tell him that because it doesn't really matter that he's adopted because family's family. You know what I'm saying?
By his family.
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly. And but also going back to having those family members that you stay away from, I feel like one of the biggest things that I dealt with being resentful towards them is just reminding myself that they're not a bad person for just that one thing they did, or maybe they did a few things that I tried to look at, all of the positives that came out of that friendship or, our relationship and stuff, and just be grateful for that time that we did have, even though it's not going to work out, and that's just from a perspective where there were good and there were bad. But if it's all bad, then just keep your distance,
For sure. I think, when it comes to interpersonal dynamics with people, like all things are reconcilable.
Yes.
Right? And I think sometimes there's a lot of misunderstanding or intent and impact. But again, within interpersonal dynamics, if there ever a misunderstanding, I know that it will be reconcilable, right? And what's not reconcilable is like if it's a harm.
Yes.
Like that's definitely something you have to look at and then have your boundaries on that. But yeah, we can work things out. We can talk things out, for sure.
Communication is important too.
Yeah, I think in terms of like when we talk about relationship, whether it's romantic or any form of relationship or friendship or whatever have you, coworker, people, it's a common knowledge. Like communication is important.
Yeah.
Anyone can agree with that. But I think what's the challenge or the struggle is how to practice it. Right? We talk about like we know it, but when it comes down to it.
But do we really? Like,
but it's really hard.
Yeah. It's like, dang. I definitely struggle with that even to this day, communicating my feelings because.
Let's practice.
Yeah. Okay. Let me explain myself.
Go. Let's communicate your feelings.
So how I am, it's like if you did something bad to me, or is there something that I don't particularly like, and you hurt me.
Okay, I did something bad. Go ahead.
Okay,
How do you?
My thought process would be like, oh my gosh, like you really hurt my feelings. I need to take some space, but then I also want to talk to you so it doesn't happen again. But then if I talk to you about it and you feel bad, I will feel bad because you feel bad, and I don't want you to feel bad because I care about you. So it's really like, you made me feel bad, but if I tell you, I know you're gonna feel bad for making me feel bad, and now I feel bad that I made you feel bad for feeling bad about making me feel bad.
Wow. Inception.
You know what I mean?
It's the feel bad inception.
Yeah,
Feel
it's like,
bad
damn, bro.
inception.
And I think that's where it's like I have to take in consideration my boundaries and and take care of myself, because it's like, yeah, you should feel bad because you were in the wrong in that situation.
Yes.
Or at least in my eyes, that's why if we communicate and maybe you didn't mean what you meant on how you meant it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, but that's like sometimes my struggle, because I'm like, I don't want them to feel bad.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the struggle, right?
Yeah.
Like,
That's
being
struggle.
honest sometimes it's a struggle.
Yeah.
Because of the interaction, the dynamic, how there are a lot of misunderstanding. But if I ever step on your toes, feel free to let me know.
Yeah, like one time you stepped on my actual toes and you scuffed my shoes, and I was a little angry. But you know, I'm just kidding. That actually didn't happen. But
yeah.
Yeah, how about you guys? You guys struggle with the same thing?
Oh yeah, I struggle. I feel like I'm the same way as you. I overthink things a lot all
Like
the time.
it's kind of like you guilt trip yourself. You know
Yeah,
what
guilt
I'm
trip
saying?
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for real. And then when I am sometimes too honest, then it is bad.
Yeah.
So I got this tattoo, the scorpion, remind that I sting people,
Yeah.
bad or good. Because sometimes, okay, there's the thing is, okay, I know y'all don't really like, but what they say about Scorpios, you know, I mean, if you do believe it, Scorpios can either be really, really freaking blunt or really, really passive aggressive.
Yeah.
It's hard to find them in the middle a lot of the time.
I did hear someone, because, you know, I think I was talking to someone and they were asking my sign, and I was like, I'm a Scorpio. And they were expressing there's this undeveloped Scorpio and there's a developed Scorpio.
In every side, yeah.
And so I'm like, oh my God, I've gone through both
Yeah.
stages. I was undeveloped. I was fucked up in many ways. And now I'm like that developed, kind of consciously, you know, Scorpio. So I kind of see both sides of that aspect. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Like the undeveloped Virgo is judgmental and shit like that.
Is that you?
I used to be very judgmental.
And what's the developed Virgo look like?
Judgmental, like mostly on myself though.
Okay.
Yeah, but now I'm like, why am I so mean to myself? You know what I'm saying? Like I shouldn't because I nitpick everything I do. And
Okay.
I'm like kind of a perfectionist.
You try to beat other people to it.
Not
Competitive.
necessarily, but it's not necessarily beating other people. It's like I want to be the best at everything I do because I should be.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Which is
Right.
kind of bad sometimes because, like, dude, relax. You know? You don't have to have the highest grade in school. But it comes from being competitive when I was younger.
Okay.
She is a competitor.
True.
Yeah.
She's an athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that
Competitive
blunt
mind.
thing you were talking about, sometimes when people aren't ready for it, sometimes I don't realize they're not ready for it. Like when I'm like, oh, this is your trauma. They're just like,
What?
what are you saying to me? I'm just
What
like,
are
oh,
you
fuck, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like you weren't ready for that.
It's about
So
timing.
yeah,
It's
sometimes
timing.
like I'm getting better at it, but to know what the person needs, like does this person need the truth or does this person need to be cared for, you know?
Or you can just ask what their needs are.
Yeah,
Sometimes we assume what
Yeah.
they need, and then versus like, I can give you an advice, or I
Yeah.
can listen to you.
Yeah.
Which
like,
one
what
do
do
you want?
Mhm.
Right? And
Yeah.
so if you allow me to speak, I must speak truth,
Yeah.
and that might have an impact on
And
you.
you might hurt a little bit.
yeah. But so which one you want? You gotta give them the choice.
Yeah, I've been really good at asking people that. I think, have I ever told you that? Like, oh, so what do you want? Do you want advice or do you want?
Do you want us to listen, Kyle, or you want us to tell you the
'Cause, like,
truth?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either because it's been a while since we.
Maybe
like,
it's been a while. Yeah, maybe now you ask.
We've been in good places lately.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah.
I think you've asked it before, Mike.
What?
The truth or
Do you want the truth or do
or,
you
or you
want?
want to be?
Well, I think I try to give the choice in the sense of like I can be there or I can
just
tell
support?
you.
Okay,
Tell you what's up.
You know, I can
so,
tell you
yeah.
what's up.
Yeah.
Which one are you okay with?
that's
Yeah.
good.
But at the same time, I can bring both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Because sometimes with me, I'm just like, if it's not me, then who? If it's not me who's telling them the truth, then who? I gotta break it to them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And like, but it's for their own good. But sometimes I think that it's not really for their own good because that's not what they need right now. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So my intention is to make them stronger and like better and to realize like, hey, but
Yeah.
that can sometimes make them even fall harder. You know?
There's also those people too who don't know their place in your life and they think they can give you that advice. I feel like that's not
Yeah.
good too. Like if I don't know you like that, then man, I don't know why you're giving this to me. But at the same time too, sometimes it's needed.
Yeah.
But you don't really understand me. That happens sometimes.
I allow people to tell me whatever the thoughts are, and at the end of the day, it's up to me. And
Okay, so you
you can allow them, And I mean, you can have that, like, whether you know me or not, you still have to value their thoughts because it's another angle, it's another idea. Now, it's going to be up to you. They shouldn't take that in offense in terms of not taking their advice.
Yeah.
Because you get to decide for yourself.
If you
So
wanna
y'all
take
can
it.
tell me all and anything and everything, and I will take those in. I will value your experience, but then I'll have to like process it and how does it work for me.
Yeah.
That makes
You know what I
sense.
mean?
Yeah.
So, but you know, it's more. It's not devaluing other people. It's
Yeah.
actually valuing them.
Valuing them.
Yeah.
You have to
'cause-
value that aspect.
Yeah, because it's really come down to like the intention, you know. They're really just there trying to help, and I think that's also something I struggle with too. Like, oh my god, why are you giving me advice? You know, like, oh my gosh, I can handle myself. Like, I'm just like, I think that's like a part of just like my ego.
Did you see her right arm like?
I was like, I
She was
could-
doing the whoa.
I said,
The
come
whoa.
on now. But yeah, I mean, I feel like everything connection with all this stuff is just learning and evaluating your choices and how you react to things and just getting better every day, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
And that is the end of our podcast episode.
Thanks.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys got a better idea of how we communicate with people and how it might be like meeting us, or have had different thoughts about our topic and really thought to yourself how you communicate and how, you know, your family dynamic is and everything.
I feel bad, but I don't want to make you feel bad.
Yeah, because
I love that.
yeah.
I love that. I
I should
love
put that
that.
on a shirt. You made me feel bad, but I don't want to tell you because I know you'll feel bad for making me feel bad.
So now I feel bad.
So now I feel bad
Making you feel bad.
for making you feel bad.
Let's go.
And if you want to communicate with us, come by the show August 14th.
Hey.
August 14th, send us a DM if you want to be in it, to be a part of it. And yeah. Bye, everyone.
It's cool.